What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It's the 4th of July. Happy 4th, everybody. And here we are at about $107.7 thousand right now. We've got, what, 8 hours left in the day? Is that how many hours? Whoa, that was the 4-hour time frame. 8 hours, 3 minutes left in the day, yeah. 107.66K right now, and looking like we're probably going to go a little bit lower. I was looking at the liquidation map here, and while some shorts are being piled on at lower levels, that's for sure, we got a lot of longs that are, I mean, if you think about it, right, Bitcoin's at 107.6K. If we drop $1,000, it's $106.6 thousand. $1,000 in this direction, you see the cumulative, I can't get it, but it's that little, you see the box that says cumulative long liquidation. We drop $1,000 from here, guys, it's $700 million that gets liquidated. If we pump $1,000, 107, so we were to go to 108.6K, you know, even here, that's 237 million versus 690 million. So there's a lot of shorts to be cleared out as we move higher, absolutely. But I think we're going to liquidate these longs before we do that. We don't have to. Again, this in itself is not a good enough. You can't just look at this and then assume that you know where the price is going to go, because sometimes you do, even from here, even in situations like this where it wouldn't necessarily make sense to liquidate the shorts over the longs. There's less money to be had moving up more. It's still a good kind of like idea of where we might go, right? So 6,000 or 106.6K around there, that's an area that we're looking at. Is there any area that lines up with that? If we take a low to a high, well, 105.6K right here at the 382 might make sense to go to. So 105.6K, we could go there. We did find support at the 382 already, but it was before the 382 was ever enacted. And we've been doing this thing where we go just below the 236, and then we come back up. You know, we find support, and then we actually come back up. So it's very possible that we do, in fact, find support somewhere between about $105 and $107,000, something in that range. Let me just see. Where are we at here? Do I not? I thought I had an order. I don't have an order. Is my VPN on? VPN should be on. I don't know. I thought I had an order placed. That's okay. Whatever, I'll place an order later. But yes, I'm planning on scooping some up, probably down at about 105.6K myself, 106,000, something like that, somewhere in that area there. We are likely going to drop lower. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame, and then we'll go from there. Is everything good? You guys can hear me? Yes, I'm recording. All right, cool. 1-hour time frame here. 107.6K just below there and dropping, right? If we're looking at the 1-hour RSI, we are getting deep in there. We're getting deep in there. This is quite the sell the news event, you guys. I'm expecting, so Trump's supposed to sign the bill at what, 5 p.m.? Where is it? Where is he? 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Wait. 6 hours from now. 6 hours. So before this day is over, we should have that bill signed. I'm assuming we're going to dump into it, and then after the bill's signed, that might be when we pump. Typically, you buy the hype and you sell the news. But it looks like we did buy the hype, absolutely. We went up, we bought the rumor, and the news yesterday came out that the bill's getting passed. So it's effectively, it's just a ceremony, right? We already know that the bill's passed at this point. Trump's not going to all of a sudden decide not to sign it, right? Unless him and Elon really hashed it out and Elon convinced him to not sign it. But this is a bill that he had part creating, Donald Trump did, so he's probably not going to not sign it. I would assume that we dump going into the bill. We might even dump after the bill's signed, you know. It's very, very possible, but I do think that we have lower to go, right? Looking at the 1-hour RSI, we're in some pretty deep territory here. Even if we pop from here, even if we move up a little bit, we could move up a little bit from here, we would likely still move lower or find some kind of bullish divergence, right? Typically, whenever you get these readings in the oversold zone, they come in pairs. So I'm not expecting that this is the low area here, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we went lower. But you know, typically coming in pairs doesn't mean that it has to be in pairs, right? We could see just one touch into the oversold zone and still be fine there. But let's just see. And even if we get multiple touches, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to go lower on the next attempt, right? A higher low or a lower low on a closing price, but a higher low and a wicking price might be what we see. 107.1 thousand, 106.7 thousand. That's that relative golden ratio there. We haven't really shown respect on this fib so far, so I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. It's fairly common to rip through the golden ratio in very bearish moments, and this could be a very bearish moment here. Rip through it and find support at the 786, 886 area. if we take the relative low of this overall uptick from back on June 22nd, we put it at the high here. I mean, that 382 is right there, man. That 382 is right there. Absolutely, it is right there. Let's just see what we've been doing, relatively speaking. Hold on. Low to high. No, maybe not that one. Let's take a high to low. Let's do this one, high to low. Did we do anything like that? We went up to the golden ratio, but not through it. So no, that's not a good example. That's okay. It still could happen. I wouldn't be too discouraged, you guys, if we got below 106K. Let's just leave it at that, right? But I know some people that might be. Let's just see if these longs. Yeah, these longs have only piled on as we're going lower, and unfortunately, that just adds to the bearish fire. So 106.6K. Once we get down there, I would expect that we even flush that out a little bit more. The shorts, if you guys remember yesterday, man, the shorts, it looked opposite, right? The longs were up here. They were like up at these levels, and the shorts were down, and now it's changed, right? So there's definitely going to be some volatility coming our way. There's going to be some upside price action to eat back this downside price action, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen quite yet. I mean, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, something like that. 4-hour time frame, just getting into the oversold zone on the stochastics. That tells me we have lower to go. 4-hour RSI. We're in an area where we could bounce right up to 40. In all honesty, we really could. But if we got this like higher low trend line here, we could go lower, bounce off of this. Bitcoin typically does like to find support a little bit below the 40 on the 4-hour RSI. If not there, somewhere around the oversold zone. But if we had a trend line drawn here properly, if I could, something like this. I messed that up again, but you can see what I'm going for, right? Something around there. Could be where we found support, just like we did back here, just like we did back here, just like we did back here. We could go lower, of course, like we did at any of those other times. And a move down like that with the RSI, I don't have the calculations in front of me, but that should take us down. I mean, that should take us down at least below 107K, and we're at 107.5K now. So a little bit lower. A little bit lower makes sense to me. Especially with the stochastics, and the MACD just crossed, right? Typically, after you have a little bit of a green uptick and you cross red, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we found support at the zero line again, but I would expect that this doesn't just stop here. We probably continue to build bearish momentum. Remember yesterday, guys, we were talking about this on the MACD, how every iteration that we've had so far that's like been up here or higher or at least around here, we don't find our low until we go below the zero, right? Here we went below the zero, we found our low. Actually, we found a relative low, we moved up, and then we actually went further below the zero. How far do we at least go below this zero line? We're not even there yet. Like right here, we're getting there, but a little bit lower, right? That's what the MACD, and typically we actually go a little bit through that. But you see, we come all the way down, yeah. And the histogram even actually kind of finds support right in this area, right? Support there, support there, support there. Support there, support there, support there. Yeah, a little bit lower. A little bit. This bear party is just getting started. It is a brand new 4-hour candle. Being that I expect this to go down, don't get too overzealous if we start moving up from here. We could move up a little bit. I mean, we actually kind of already did that. But if we go up to like $108,000 or something like that, and then we come back down, I still would be holding out for these prices that are a little bit lower, man. Yeah, and I'm just waiting, right? Let's see here. Let's take a low to high. Low to high. 236 right there. Yeah, sometimes we find support right in this area. Sometimes we do. So again, if we move up from here, even if we go up to like 108.5, which wouldn't make too much sense based on this liquidation map, because we are so close, man. We're a lot closer right now, being at 107.5. We're a lot closer to liquidating $600 million on the moving downside than we are liquidating $600 on the moving upside. But anything can happen. You never know. The indicators are agreeing with the downside notion, though. And let's see here. What else we got? Daily time frame. Daily time frame looks great. The more you zoom out, the better it looks. Bouncing off the zero, building bullish momentum and all that, right? I mean, at this point, it technically is decaying. A little bit of bearish divergence here at the top. We've cleared that out, though. Daily RSI looks great, but you're finding resistance at the 60 level. You probably come down. You find support. Maybe what you do is you get a lower low on the daily RSI. We close this day red, and then after you get your lower low in the daily RSI, we'll probably have a higher low in the price on a closing basis. That'll be hidden bullish divergence, and that should continue the price to go higher. I would expect, unlike this time here where we moved up and we rejected, moved up, and then we rejected, I would think that this time we're just going to kind of consolidate as we are, and therefore I don't believe that we're going to go below this low. Man, if we went below 105K, that would be wicked. That'd be really wicked. But again, as far as the heat maps or the liquidation map is considered, it wouldn't really make sense to go below 105K. But to be fair, as we move lower, longs will probably pile on as well. And if shorts stay stacked or pile on as well, that can add to the selling pressure, inevitably adding to some kind of short squeeze idea, but we'll see. We'll get there if we get there. All in all, guys, very bullish on the long-term stuff. Daily time frame looks bullish. 3-day time frame looks bullish. Weekly time frame, they're all super bullish, okay? But the short-term stuff, a little bit to the downside. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. And we'll go from there, all right? 170, 190K, that area, still the expectation, probably sometime in August. I'm thinking right around like August 20th, 30th, somewhere in that range. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye.